should be going live. So give me just a second to get this reset. I'll throw the link wherever I can throw the link.
Gonna throw it all over.
Wow, dude, really? Should be going live. So give me just a second to get this reset. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now, you don't make no sense.
I don't need to.
Here's the link right there where you're at, so you should be able to access it. To keep an eye on it.
Alright. Ugh.
Just throwing a link around real quick.
I need to make sure to stop using my mouse well.
Why? What's the matter with it?
I can hear it over the stuff.
Oh. Yeah, that'll happen.
It's difficult. I got used to my other one, so it was nice and quiet. This one's loud.
Yeah, that is.
Sounds like my soul grinding to death.
Alright. Yes.
Okay.
Keep an eye on the link for me. I'm gonna get us started.
Yep.
Let me know if you see everything and everything's working properly once you get here.
It looks like everything's good.
Okay. Okay, everybody, so we are getting started as professionally, quote unquote, as always. Oh, I saw that. Oh yeah, I can't get in there yet. So at this point, we had a little bit of an issue. I would have brought us in here from the new point, but there was an issue with my save file for some reason that I had as a separate one expressly for my stream, because I was playing some of the background, and then neither save file wanted to load, so there it is. Journal appears to belong to Sergeant Barna. Last entries catch your attention. Day 232. A month passed since our forces left Volk. Hate I couldn't join in, but since I'm in charge here, day 236. Since there's not much going on, I might start breaking down that cracked cell wall and fix it. Well, damn me, day 237. Just as I was about to start working, Tiati brings in this scrawny human. Said she found him roaming around the forest camp. He doesn't look like a poacher, though. He's not talking either. All he does is mumble and groan. I plucked away a bunch of spikes stuck in his back. I've got no idea who did this to him, but he seems possessed to me. His eyes are all dark and empty, and his skin looks so sickly. Day 238. Son of a bitch, he's somehow ripped his own arm off. Found him bleeding out and had to use a whole healing potion to stabilize him. As I came close to him, he started spasming and mumbling some words for the first time. Something about an impending doom about to claim us. Can hardly understand what he says, given he's missing half his tongue. He doesn't seem to feel much pain, so we're not sure how to interrogate him.
Yeah, that would be a bit of a problem.
So, we were discussing, during breakfast, a discussion that we were going to have during this game.
Yeah.
You being the stellar conversationalist you are, why don't you bring it up?
Okay, so, if I recall right, you mentioned you wanted to chat about
Yeah. Yes.
the differences in a lot of the more modern shooters, like Call of Duty, Battlefield, that one.
To a lesser extent, Halo.
Halo, and now I admit to being a bit confused as if we call these boomer shooters, or
apparently they're being called
core.
boomer core shooters.
I don't know.
I'm okay with going with Civi's definition, where he just refers to them as boomer shooters. Boomer core sounds like a weird, like, alternative rock or something.
About where I lived, we called them shoots and scoots. So
What?
we called them shoot and scoot. You know?
Really?
Yeah. Because they focused a lot on movement, shooting, and then dodging around and things like that.
Fair enough.
So that's what we called them. It was a bit of an isolated area. Like I've told you before, like we had
Oh.
very strange access to games.
Fair point.
Parts, computers. So it was a different time. We didn't really have the internet.
Yeah.
Per se.
No, I mean in the era of the shooter, some of the shooters I like, the internet barely existed anyway.
So,
like I think the biggest internet presence there was when like things like Blood was out was like BBS.
Yeah. Early stages
Oh!
of it, called that. Not super united in terms and things like that. But yeah, I believe that was the conversation topic you wanted to set about. Hey, and, Phoenix, welcome.
Hey, Phoenix, how you doing, man? And let's hear your take on it before I dive into the weeds.
Well, I can talk about it in a couple different ways. I used to actually play some of the more modern shooters semi-professionally, I guess is one way to put it.
Well, weren't you playing Call of Duty at one point? And less so Call of Duty, more like it was like Battlefield 1942 or something?
I played a lot of them. I was playing Call of Duty a lot. I actually had a pretty good kill-death ratio. My best I ever attained was 75-5.
Okay, that's actually respectable.
What the fuck? It's been a long time, but yeah, when you're talking about these games, a lot of these older ones were a lot they're kind of like Doom, the original Doom in that regard. They focused a lot on...
Ironically, since this is on GZ Doom, which is a Doom mod tool.
Well, what a lot of people I'm assuming don't realize is that a lot of early shooters were based on that or the Wolfenstein
3D engine, yeah.
So there was a focus on movement, I guess is one way to put it.
Oh yeah.
Not quite in the way that you see a lot of the more modern shooters today.
Not exactly.
Tend to be more vertical.
Yeah.
You can tell how often I play a lot of newer shooters.
Yeah.
I have to search for the words on it.
We don't play a lot of newer shooters because they're either not very good or they're very samey.
I'm of the mind that Battlefield and Call of Duty need to die as franchises.
Shit, that's right. I don't have the volume key. So hard to argue. They killed this wolf.
And that's nothing against people who like it. If you like these games, it's great.
Hey, to each their own, man.
But it's just an opinion. Because I look at it and go, oh, jeez. What are we up to? Are we getting up to the point with Call of Duty that the Spaceballs Rocky joke is starting to look accurate for it?
I want to say we're getting close.
Because there's been like, what, over 20
oh, shit.
Right?
Oh, Lord, I don't know where we're at in Call of Duty numbers, because for a while, they weren't numbering them, you know?
Well, yeah, I know. Just speaking from...
Get your ass out of that window.
It's been since 2003. I remember playing the original Call of Duty
on
PC.
Oh, shit! Yeah, go on.
Oh, God, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
Call of Battle Duty. Thank you, Phoenix.
Call of Battlefield Duty of Meh is what I was calling it.
Meh is right, especially lately.
But, I think that...
Oh, food.
When I have to tackle this, I have to go... One, it's really down to the style of game you like to play.
Reasonable.
I kind of moved out of the Battlefield and the Call of Duty spectrum of gameplay a long time ago. one, I have a
Oh.
fat finger syndrome when it comes to my thumbs. They're not as flexible as they used to be.
Yeah.
So
Can't open that.
I don't have the reaction speeds for those games. But I think it also comes down to something a little bit.
Oh shit! Look you.
Like
Ow!
pure speed. So a lot of the newer ones are going and making really big maps with really tall areas
Mm-hmm.
and focusing a lot on verticality, whereas a lot of these focus more on movement speed and frenetic movement. And all that.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Um,
Excuse me.
Also, it tends to seem that a lot of them
Damn it! Open the fucking door.
in the boomer shooter
Shit,
category can get away with lower res graphics.
Well, because
more
back in the
stylized
day,
graphics.
let's use one of my favorites, Blood, as a perfect example. Blood is using a very simplistic freaking build engine, engine. And so, some of what's in there, texture-wise, environments, is kind of simplistic. And yet, if you play Blood in between getting murdered constantly, you can tell what anything and everything is. And it's pretty fucking involving. It's pretty engrossing despite its simplicity. Because there's so much more effort put into the creativity of the thing. It's like the second or third level in Blood, which was an older shooter, you're on a fucking train, a moving train, for fuck's sake. You know, you go from a train station to a train, you wreck the train, you end up on a carnival grounds. It's like there was all these interesting things. It wasn't generic Middle Eastern locale number 500.
I love Desert. It's my favorite.
It wasn't rapidly becoming generic modern weapon number 300. You know, assault like AR-15 variant 5, AK variant 33. And I'm going to tell you, when I really fell out of love with a lot of the quote-unquote modern setting, you know, modern warfare style shooters, is about after the time I joined the military.
Oh, jeez.
And I'm like, and I knew a lot of guys who would still constantly playing fucking Call of Duty, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck's the point? Like, look where we are. Like, we see this shit. Why do you want to do this in your spare time, kind of thing? But, I mean, that's an entirely separate issue. I won't go into the weeds on that.
Yeah. I'd say, for me, a lot of it came down to is I wanted
The fuck?
more to have some escapism.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And
this is a perfect example right here. It's like, it's a fantasy setting with weird, like, steampunk style, like, firearms and axes and shit. There's giant crystals hanging from the ceiling, for fuck's sake.
I lost a lot of my urgings towards the air-quote modern military shooter. Is that the term we even use for them anymore?
I think it's what a lot of people call them, and I'm content to call them that.
Around the time I saw a guy's head get millined out with a 50 cal, so I prefer kind of more of these stylistic fantasy. I like to see things that I wouldn't see in my modern life. Honestly.
Yeah, well, it's the whole escapism thing, like you were talking about earlier. It's like, this is stuff you won't normally see or be doing.
But I could also say that when I play D&D, I don't have Portland in D&D, you know?
Ugh. Where the hell was my shotgun? There it is.
But, it really does come down to a couple different things. For some people, it's gonna be, they like the gameplay style. So, with like modern shooters, the verticality is going to be a really big thing, and parachuting and stuff like that.
Yeah, like that whole wingsuit thing that became such a trend.
Or parachutes that are always the gliding variant.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas there are other people who are going to be drawn to something like this because they like the low res graphics
Get off
style.
me! Whoa!
They
Damn. Okay.
they enjoy the kind of speed it gives.
Yeah.
And sensation.
And I just love these weird fantasy, almost surreal fucking settings. Giant crystals hanging from the ceiling. These like random pools of water. All this like inscriptions and shit on everything.
Well, one thing I'll definitely say is this is pretty unique in terms of setting.
Oh yeah.
As far as I'm concerned.
I mean, because even your newer boomer shooters, boomer core, whatever you want to call them, like Dusk, for example. I love fucking Dusk. That's a great game. But even it is kind of using a pseudo modern skin, you know, for its game, because you are playing a guy who's using a lot of. Now, granted, they're older models, like, you know, lever actions, bolt actions, and things like that. But you're still using what I would classify as early modern firearms. And there are a lot of trappings. But it's the fact that you're fighting all this crazy supernatural stuff and these insane cultists and monsters. And the further into it you get, the weirder the levels and shit gets. Like, it's kind of a slow burn into like more weird shit as you go.
Well, I'd say one of the draws to me when it comes to this is that you can do some surreal stuff with the graphic style.
Oh yeah.
But I also like when I play these to see someone be able to take a game, use very basic mechanics and fairly basic graphics and come up with something that's quite interesting.
Yeah, I mean, this was literally made on the same engine that, you know, the Doom engine, the id Doom engine, is what this game was made on the GZ Doom, you know, mod tools. And that's pretty impressive when you remember what Doom looked like.
Oh yeah. This would have melted some some systems back in the day.
Yeah.
But also there would have been like outrage about how dare you put a super.
Why is the main character a sexy like half demon orc? Oh, how dare you think of the fucking children? Yeah, that bullshit. Yeah, I remember all that.
The fake people who don't have children.
Yeah, I was like, think of the children. It's like, bitch, you're single. You got no kids. What the fuck's the matter with you? Shut up.
But in that regard, I do find that the graphic style is very appealing to me because it's clean and it's simple, but everything's very defined.
Oh yeah, you can easily tell what shit is even in this more simplistic engine. And that's another thing, like I used Blood as an example, that Blood had going for it is like, even though things were blocky and limited by early build engine mechanics, you could tell what was a train. You could tell, you know, what the guns were.
Yeah, there was some. I think one of the better things about it is you have to use a little bit of your
little bit of imagination. Yeah, there's no harm in that. One of the problems with modern shooters is they're so unimaginative, and eventually you reach the point where we are now, where one kind of blends into another.
Well, yeah.
Somebody's throwing knives at me.
Well, I think it comes down to this. Like, one of the reasons I fell out of love with a lot of the more modern shooters,
bitch.
There's a guy in that arch.
I'll get him in a... Whoops, I missed. How'd I do that? Get the fuck out of here.
It comes down to Crisis.
Oh my god. Fuck yeah, we discussed this once before. Yeah, fucking Crisis. God help me. Great looking game, but the more you get into it after you've played it once, the more you realize this isn't really all that great.
It left me very cold because I expected more than what was given. So it really, Crisis and a lot of the more modern shooters, in my opinion, focus way more on graphics and presentation than they do gameplay.
Yeah,
so if you're not already invested in the gameplay style, then it leaves you very cold.
Fuck that noise. Okay.
So I'm
well, and it also brought on what I think you will agree is one of the great ruinations of modern gaming. It brought on the graphics over gameplay issue.
Yeah.
The gameplay, oh yeah, the game was fun, but it looks terrible, so I can't play it. That kind of bullshit.
Well, a lot of studios started going, well, I can just focus on producing generic games that have passable gameplay and focus 100% more
for
on...
all of his failings and the fact I don't personally love him, Shigeru Miyamoto had an interesting quote kind of regarding that when Donkey Kong Country came out and Nintendo decided everything needed to be using that 3D rendered style. And he said, something to the effect of paraphrasing, the success of Donkey Kong Country proves that gamers will buy anything as long as the graphics are good.
And there's a degree of
truth to that.
Yeah. Like Phoenix Argus said, think of the children. Okay, it's got a rating system. So
yes!
why would a child play an M-rated game? You know, here's the thing. I grew up with games before a rating system.
Yep.
And what it takes, and it definitely, I agree with you on the... I thought of the kid and your bad parenting, Karen, that he says. It used to be more on a parent to actually be invested in what your children are doing.
Well, the rating system was never meant to be a nanny thing. It was just to help parents who didn't know what these things were to figure out what was okay for them to play, you know?
The rating system was 100% a nanny thing.
What I mean is it wasn't meant to be the way it is. It was originally meant to be a thing so parents could stop complaining about that. But then they became, like, dependent on it, and they still don't do it right.
But, you know, it used to be a requirement for parents to actually pay attention. If they're not doing that low level of investment, then I don't really care.
Nor should you, honestly. It's not your fucking responsibility. It's nobody's responsibility to take care of somebody else's kids.
But it's one of those things where a lot of the modern shooters really just kind of left me cold because I feel like
because there's nothing to them, really.
Trying to really bring anything new to the table or refine gameplay in a way that would really get me amped to play them.
Yeah.
You kind of had to already be invested in it. And, yeah, it just didn't do anything for me with a lot of them. So I fell out of love with a lot of them.
Yeah, a lot of them are so boring. And the other issue I had, aside from them being boring and me knowing they were boring, is that the more they hype them up with this, that, and the other thing, the more I come to realize that, yet again, it's still just all about the damn graphics. They're always talking about the graphics.
Well,
and the gameplay rarely changes in any meaningful manner.
At the end of the day, what can you do?
Like, back in the day, you had games like, not just Blood, because I keep bringing that one up, but the original sci-fi shooter Sin, which was ridiculously tongue-in-cheek and had good weapons. The graphics were pretty decent for like a 3D, for an early 3D game, especially.
Well, I remember going from 2D to 3D games.
Oh yeah, that was a transition right there.
So when I see a lot of the arguments about graphics,
shit!
A lot of them lead me kind of going, shrug, I don't care. I'm a gameplay before graphics guy.
Because we grew up in the era, and fine, a lot of people didn't, but it's something that people need to think about. Graphics can only advance so much. So at the end of the day, gameplay is still the more important factor.
Well, I guess it really just kind of comes down to what you're looking for. Some people want a great visual experience, and other people want a great game or interactive experience.
Ow.
I tend to favor the interactive experience over the graphics.
Yeah.
I will put up with a game that goes, hey, look, we're going to downgrade the graphics because we want to focus on the gameplay.
Yeah, it's like, and I know we said we were going to mention this, so I'm going to bring it up now because it's the perfect time. Aliens Fireteam is not running the most high-end graphics engine on the fucking face of the planet. Let's just be realistic here, because they didn't want to. There's no mouth movement during the cutscenes for the characters, and you know what? It doesn't matter. The game's fun to play, it's mechanically sound, it looks fine enough, and you're focused on running around in good-looking environments, shooting at fucking xenomorphs and synthetics and shit, so it does what it needs to. The graphics didn't need to look better.
No, look, I would rather see companies focus on, or developers.
Developers and companies, because remember, a lot of the time the developers are limited by the company anyway.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Damn it!
I would rather see a lot of them go, hey, look, we're gonna focus on just making something fun to play, and graphics to come distant second.
Phoenix says, I liked playing the original Battlefield and BF3 as it was more focused on squad play. Now it's moved from that to trying to snatch up COD players by adopt. Yes, that is entirely true. And this is something back when Josh and I were playing Battlefield games that we were complaining about early on, is this obsession with bringing in the Call of Duty players who don't want to play Battlefield. They don't want to play... one of our personal experiences that left us very cold is the Space Marine game that came out from Relic back in the day. Their multiplayer was really good because it was squad-based, it was objective-based, but then they started trying to bring in the Call of Duty players, and the minute they did, it all went to hell.
Unfortunately, considering I've been on both ends of this, I played Call of Duty for a long time, and I played Battlefield for a long time. I eventually stopped playing Call of Duty because I found the multiplayer beyond boring.
Obnoxious, also.
And I moved to Battlefield because I like the concept of, well, a battlefield.
Yeah.
And,
when it feels more like an actual battlefield than some stupid battle royale shit that doesn't make any sense contextually. Good God, ow. One
thing was, I like the... Here's the problem, is I liked Battletech. And I always like the lore in Battletech.
My God! Ow! Bitch, die. Fuck these mages, man.
The combined arms.
Yeah.
So
I remember playing, what was that one on Xbox where you could get in and out of the mechs and steal tanks and shit?
Oh God, I can't remember.
It was like Mech Warrior or something, yeah.
It was on the Xbox, it's not too hard to
There were two of them. It was like Mech Command, not Mech Command, fuck. Mech Assault.
Mech Assault, that's it.
Yeah, and that was a good fucking game. It was fun. You could just jump out and just grab random shit to use.
And the multiplayer wasn't too bad.
Nah.
But I was like the idea of
I actually hit him from here with this? Damn.
Combined arms.
Yeah.
So this was a game with like helicopters and planes, tanks and things like that. And I always thought that was an interesting concept. But the problem is that over the years, Battlefield's tried more and more to compete with Call of Duty,
which is a mistake. Ow!
Adopting Call of Duty
gameplay mechanics and stupidity. That would be my way to explain it.
The new one's 2042.
Oh, you mean the one they just started advertising everywhere?
And I was looking at some of the gameplay stuff for it, and it looks like Call of Duty in a bigger map, as far as I'm concerned.
Whoopty shit.
Well, that's kind of the
one of my issues with modern shooters, too, is I'm real sick on this thing where everything's either trying to emulate Call of Duty or motherfucking Fortnite. And I could not be more sick of the Fortnite Battle Royale bullshit leaking into everything.
Well, you know, what can I say? It's a fad, it'll die. Just like everything else. But yeah. Titanfall,
you know what, I agree. That was actually a pretty damn good game. It's too bad they didn't stick with it.
Well, they did, Titanfall, it did actually do a few things, like it added in, mobility. So, what it tried to do was to change things up with, like, mobility and, running on walls and things like that. So, the maps made more sense for that kind of environment.
Mm-hmm.
So it was doing something different. So I don't have a problem with shooting games or shoot and scoot games. My problem is that pardon me,
No
that
problem.
the two big ones are basically mirrors of each other, and instead of trying to define themselves into more of their own design space or being their own things, they're just slowly moving towards one another and like turning into one blob,
which is deeply unfortunate and very detrimental.
Well, you know, then you get, you know, Battlefield of Duty, you know,
Battlefield of Duty,
Duty Field, you know, one of those. That'd be my knockoff game.
Duty Field.
It'd just be 12-year-olds yelling inappropriate things at each other.
At this point, you might as well call it Porta John.
No, that's one of the vehicles. It's like a guided missile, but it's a Porta-John.
Fucking MLRS, just like Porta-Johns.
I'm open for design work, totally accurate Battlefield guys, just in case you're interested.
You imagine totally accurate battle simulator. You got an MLRS, but it's just a bunch of Porta-Johns. The doors just pop open.
You get like a tank. You know, those old ones that has like the little things, or the missile pods on the side, but they're just Porta-Johns that it launches.
That's fucking terrible.
That would be fantastic. When it hits the ground, it's like a gas bomb and a really horrible like Molotov.
Oh my god.
So it sprays this brown stuff all over that causes damage, and then there's like poison gas in there. It'd be overpowered, but it'd be hilarious.
Oh, this is where I came up. I need to go the other way.
I mean, the problem with talking about this kind of thing is we get into the weeds, and it comes down to what people like. I understand a lot of people are drawn to this because they don't have a lot of time.
The Battle of Portaloo.
You have won the internet, sir. You glorious Australian bastard.
Oh, shit.
But, and I get one of the reasons these two games have done so well is because there's not a lot there's people who get home, they have very little time, they need something to blow off some steam. They play this game, they put it down, they go on with their day.
Well, let me make one thing clear here, so we're not putting out the wrong idea here. I have no grief with people who just, they don't do a lot of gaming, they want to come home, they're familiar with Call of Duty or Battlefield, they just want to get on with some people, play a couple rounds, get the fuck out. Okay, you know what? Hey, good for you. My issue is with the people who want to force everything else to emulate the very tired formula that these two games promote.
Yeah.
That's where I run into problems. Like, because other games don't need to be this way. These two games cover this more than effectively on their own. There doesn't need to be more of this.
I think my suggestion would be very basic. 1 year or every other year, buy a different shooter. That would send a bigger message if you're interested in... If you like the game, but you want the games to do something different...
Yeah.
Or you want to incentivize, you know, other styles of shooters or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Just once a year, buy another game that isn't one of those two.
Yeah, that would probably be some fucking help.
That would do more than just about anything else.
And the problem is that the familiarity, in this case, is kind of a fucking double-edged sword because... Well, it actively hurts. And I hesitate, and you know this, to use the word community, because in this era, that's just become kind of a dirty word that's used by really unpleasant people. But I will say, the shooter community, in this case, I will use that word, is actively hindered by looking at things in this way, because it really does dissuade creativity. And the more creativity is dissuaded, the less often we get something interesting. and it just all becomes this bland morass of things, which clearly, if you look at sales figures and the complaints from companies themselves, these games are not doing as well as they used to. People are kind of tired of them.
Well, I would say one of the things is it's very reflective of the letter. Another little, I guess, niche of entertainment. It's like Games Workshop to the miniature.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Definitely. And, you know, it's also another case of causing your own fucking problems.
Yeah, basically.
Because you're so hyper-focused on what's the most popular thing at the time that you don't pay attention to what was actually making you money. Oh, shit.
Well, that's one of those things, is, it would take people actually going out and, you know, spending money on other things.
Oh, shit!
But, you know...
You dick bag fucking hair.
But I am glad that we live in an age where games like this can come out on...
you know what? A guy...
Could I call it shoestring budget?
Yeah, I think you could accurately call it that. A person who went to this much effort with this little to work with has to be fucking respected. Because you're looking at people here who did their own model work, because these assets did not exist in, you know, GZ Doom. So they did their own art and model work. They freaking did all the freaking level design. Everything here is done by them, you know? So it's all original using this engine with these mods. No budget to speak of. And you look at it, it's like, it's more impressive seeing what people like this do from, like, modding communities. Fucker.
Well, we live in a good age where people who have an idea and they don't necessarily have massive budgets can go out and make something.
Yep.
And I hope that this does well enough for the creator that if he wants, or he, I don't know if it's a he or she, so...
Oh, shit! What the fuck?
But if they want, they can make more. If they're not, then hey, at least we got a good game.
Yeah, and this is a good game. This is a fun game, despite that weird little hiccup I just had there. I gotta figure out how to get back up there. But it's, you look at, you know, literally independent people like these developers, or you look at the smaller developers like Cold Iron Studios, who did Aliens Fireteam, or New Blood, who did freaking... New Blood Interactive is going to be an interesting one to keep an eye on, from what I've seen. Because you've got... What?
Jedi Bill.
Oh, hey, Jedi Bill. What's up, man? But you look at New Blood Interactive, they gave us freaking Dusk, which is a really interesting retro-style FPS. But at the same time, you look at my channel, I played the demo for that Gloomwood thing, and that's fucking brilliant. I loved that demo. That was good shit. You get this weird Victorian, you know, steampunk setting. It's kind of like creepy. You have areas where you can sneak around. It's amazing looking at what New Blood, with their limited budget and resources, went from doing Dusk to working on Gloomwood. And it's like, wow. And you can tell where passion and creativity legitimately come into things when you see what these smaller companies are doing. Because they don't need to use these AAA graphics engines. They don't have to use the latest version of freaking, you know, Frostbite or Unreal. And they still make something that it has enough of its own identity. You can be like, this is really fucking great. I want to play more of this.
Oh, well, here's some unfortunate news.
What?
Dragon Quest composer Koichi Sugiyama passed away.
Oh, son of a bitch. Damn.
He's one of the greats.
Oh,
Hopefully
wow.
his family's doing well.
That's unfortunate. We lost a lot of people involved in JRPGs and anime this year.
Oh my god.
The creator of fucking... Shit, the creator of... Sorry, I would get attacked. The creator of Berserk passed away. It's like we lost so many people from the anime and the JRPG community this fucking year. It's really unpleasant. I think we might have lost him.
Oh,
there you are, okay. This is a game called Hedon.
yeah. Go ahead and give him the full.
The full?
Yeah, tell him about the game.
Oh, okay, so this game is... It's a fantasy-themed, retro style, as you can see, shooter. It's built on the GZ Doom engine, made by 2 people total. And, oh, what's this? Oh, this is about the Iron Division. And you're playing a half-demon orc female who is trying to figure out who has facilitated a portal that is letting demons into their world. What the hell? Although some ammo just laying there on top of that thing. And as you can see by the bodies you occasionally see, is somebody let demons through these portals, and they're murdering pretty much everyone. So you're trying to get to the capital to figure out how this happened and how to stop it. Right now we are in one of the settlements, one of the towns, that's already been hit by these cultist assholes here, who've killed a great many of Zan's people. Zan is the name of the character you play here. Okay, so
Who is a half-demon orc lady.
Yes, she is. Okay, I can't pick up any...
Not enough mirrors, negative a point.
Yeah, there's only been the one mirror.
Okay.
There's only been the one mirror we've run into in the first playthrough I did of this. Okay,
Also, where's the Duke Nukem reference?
Man, I don't know. That's hidden somewhere. I ain't found
joking.
it. There's actually one in here. I just ain't found it. Okay, I need to get into the... Oh.
You get 50 DKP minus, my friend.
I'm not in a raid group, so I give a fuck. Okay,
You can't roll on this Helm of Destruction.
DKP minus! That dude was a mess. Okay, so I need to go back this way. Oh, I have the Vine Key. Okay, I can go into the alchemy station now and actually make this shit I need. I think I killed everybody in here already. Through the fucking windows.
This area looks pretty dead.
Okay.
So...
So now what I'm doing here is I need to gather these ingredients because I need to make a potion that will allow me to... you remember when I went in that hallway earlier and there was that door with the purple circle on it?
Yeah.
Okay, I got the power crystal. I need to... There's a spell sealing that door.
Yeah, so to give a little bit extra, this game actually has, like, questing.
Yes.
Kind of like an old school RPG where it's like, go gather these 6 things and punch a rat in the face and find Bilbo Baggins, and once you've done that...
Wow, Bilbo Baggins? Fucking really?
Take his hobbit weed from him and get to work.
Yeah, that doesn't work. Okay, let's see.
But it's got questing,
okay.
a bit of an open world thing going on.
Yeah.
It's an interesting take on a boomer shooter, honestly.
Yeah, I've never seen it done like this before. It's very rare, because even in Dusk, which is one of my recent favorites, there's no real quest. It's pretty much standard shooter fare in terms of figuring out the story. You know, you're following the bad guys. Yeah. This one, I'm literally on a mission right now to get the ingredients I need to make a potion to dispel the sealing spell on the door that lets me get to the next area. So that is definitely different. I believe there's a vine door around this way, so I need to go through there because I have to get... I need 3 of these fucking roots to actually make the potion. I've got most of the other ingredients, but I need those still. So I gotta find all the vine doors. There's some more back this way, as I recall. But that was unnecessarily creepy.
It's always necessarily creepy.
Oh, here's the door. Click, clack. Storeroom! And there's the root I need. Give me that. Ah. Okay. Need one more. And if I recall, it's back where the stable was at, where they murdered that poor wolf.
Those bastards.
Pretty much. I believe that vine door... Yep, here it is. Okay, open this. Got another storeroom here. There should be a root in this... Worm? Why am I unarmed? Fine, fuck you, die. I don't know why the hell I'm unarmed, but I am. For reasons. Yeah, we'll use this for a little while, fuck it. Okay, there's the last root I needed. Oh, this just opens back into the inn. Okay. Bread, some tomatoes. I'm hungry. Hey, Revan. Yeah, I understand you're pretty busy. I appreciate you swinging by. Oh, shit.
Thank you for showing up. It's always good.
So
Even if
here's
you can't watch it now. There's always later.
Here's what our equivalent is to the sniper rifle in the game. Is this odd zappy staff thing, which I'm really out of practice with, so you'll have to forgive me.
I feel like it should shoot lightning.
Nah, there's another weapon that works kind of like that.
I know what it reminds me of.
Well, it kind of reminds me of the staffs from Stargate.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
It
it's a lot like the staffs that the guards carried in Stargate. Which, you know, bonus points for that.
But we don't mind if you can't watch all the way when it's live. That's fine.
Hey,
there's always later.
It's why these get posted. I know that a lot of people can't make them because I do them at odd times of the day for a lot of people, and I'm aware of that. But it's when I can do it.
Throw links wherever you want.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, I got everything. I need to go back to the Alchemist.
It's just nice to have a watch.
Yeah, it's good to know that people are watching these. It really makes me feel like it's worth continuing to do them. Even if many people aren't watching them, at least somebody's enjoying it.
Well, people come in and they find something that might be interesting and it could be beneficial to the people producing it and the people who want to play it. That's great. And, hey, you know, we never expect people to agree 100% with us. Debate's fine. That's why I tend to couch most of my statements as being personal opinions.
Okay, got to die. Now I need to go back to that other area near the inn because now I have to actually make... Or can I make it here? I think I might be able to make it here.
When you make it in the alchemy shop, yeah?
No, you remember the room I was in before where there was that little tiny table where I was making those scrolls?
Okay.
Jet, knock it off. I need to go back in there and use the ink I just made for the scroll to create the spell that will unseal the door. So I gotta remember where that room is.
Okay.
Every time I make something, it unequips my fucking weapon. Let's see.
I'm watching Brothers Warriors?
Brother Warriors? I'm not sure what that is. It's not familiar. To me, anyway.
Not familiar with that one.
Come in here. Is it in here? No. No, it's in there. This is my one problem on this particular quest is a lot of time I forget where that little room is.
Do you have a map?
I do, and I forgot how to access it. Hey, I ain't perfect, alright?
Is it an M button?
Okay, that's just my kit. Why is that equipped? Don't do that. Wrong button, stop it.
Hit all the buttons now!
No, I don't want to do that. There we go. So it's not that one. I know the map functions on something. No, that's not it. That's just the pause button. That's my crouch.
What about your Dan Quell button?
Oh shit! I forgot about that.
Well, you should remember these things.
Yeah, I should remember these things. I know. Reload, please. Jet, get out of the blinds before I smack you. Okay, let's see. No, that's the Alchemist workshop, isn't it? Yeah, okay, that's not where I need to go. Hate it when I get turned around. I don't think it was in the inn. That's the guardhouse, so that's no fucking good to me.
Well, does it tell you on the thing?
On the what?
Like, what did the quest say you had to go to?
Well, it doesn't. It just says make the thing. It doesn't actually mention where you make the thing.
Oh, okay.
But I saw the place. The problem is finding it again.
I couldn't tell you.
Oh, I know. You're not really familiar with this game at all.
I looks at it. Does that count?
Sure. Gonna save our game and see if this will work. Just overwrite that one with this one. Just one of my sayings. I say that because you believe in pop culture and you're fighting the good. Okay, I see what you did there now. I wonder if it was in the inn. I don't think it was. Oh, wait. No, I remember where it is.
Well, then go to it.
It's that one area, that one little area outside the caves. There's that one little tiny door.
You know, that's a headline that makes me believe that something's wrong with this if it has to have that.
What are you talking about?
So it's like Resident Evil 7, why it worked.
I'll just bite my tongue.
If you gotta damn well say that, there's something wrong. If it worked, then it doesn't need freaking explanation. Just admit you wanted to do a knockoff of Letterface.
There we go. Got it. Now I just need to go back to that door.
Our Texas Chainsaw Massacre? And they didn't want to pay the royalties for it.
Yeah, I mean, they can't be that expensive. That ain't had a fucking movie in that franchise in years. Since the 80s. I mean, okay, well, that's not true. There's been the remakes, but none of them were any good.
They had R. Lee Ermey in them.
Yeah, well, R. Lee Ermey was in one of them, but I mean, unfortunately, R. Lee Ermey did not magically make the movie good.
No, he doesn't have that kind of power.
I mean, I adored the man when he was still around, but he could not save that.
No, I miss him as an actor.
Yeah.
Being left with all these goons.
You ain't wrong.
But how will my heart go on?
Oh, please. Just, no. Don't even fucking, no. No. Shame on you, in fact.
Yes.
It wasn't in the inn, I don't think. Where the hell was it?
I don't know.
Of course, now the trick is remembering where the fuck I need to use this thing. That's sure fucking...
one thing that it needs to be used to.
Brilliant, thank you.
To get out of this level.
But, to kind of bring us back on topic. Another thing that I noticed pretty easily, frankly, is back when I went back and first started playing Blood again, which was, what, earlier last year, I think, is when I started playing Blood again, when I found it on GOG in a format I could actually fucking play it.
Yeah.
Was noticing that, and we come back to the whole talk about creativity, but it's relevant when you look at some of this stuff, is the developers of Blood knew that the build engine was incredibly limited.
It was.
There was only so much you were going to be able to do with the build engine, especially back then. They didn't have the kind of tools to make something like Ion Fury back in the day on the build. So they would go in and they would bust their asses with just the assets and, the things they had available in the engine to just make things as recognizable and functional as they possibly could, so that you would know not only what you were dealing with, but so you had an interesting environment to fucking play around in. And they really did succeed in that. Blood, despite its simplicity, had a lot of really memorable environments and moments in it, even given the simplicity of everything involved.
Yeah.
And then you look at, more modern examples in the era in which we have, what the fuck? Oh, this asshole. The latest Call of Duty using these top-of-the-line graphics and shit. And then you have Dusk come out, which looks like an old PS1 game. It looks like an old PS1 like horror-themed shooter, but its presence and its gameplay are just like Civvy11 on his channel mentioned. He's like, there's flat textures on this building. He's like, but I don't even notice it because I'm having too much fun blasting things with my cube-barreled shotgun.
Well, yeah.
The game's really engrossing, and you get into it if you're not a complete graphics snob. You just stop noticing after a while how things even look. You just kind of get used to it and take it as normal for the game.
Well, there's a certain point with things where you have to come down to, are you after gameplay or graphics?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're going for gameplay, I think that's one of those things. There's a lot of people as they get older, they focus more on things like this.
Well, you want to have fun,
Well, your time becomes more limited.
Shit.
It becomes more valuable when you can actually go out and do something for fun.
Yes.
So you focus more on the quality of that entertainment as opposed to how flashy it was.
Yeah. And it's not like we're coming from a place where we're just like these long-term Call of Duty haters. No, we both used to play Call of Duty. We both used to play fucking Battlefield.
Yeah.
And it's... Battlefield 1 was fun, but when everything became... Here's the other problem, too. Aside from the graphics over gameplay, the obsession with online multiplayer versus single player is also another big detriment to the first-person shooter genre. Because when so many resources are piled into the online multiplayer, as shallow as it is in reality, the game mechanics themselves suffer. Because then the concerns of the developers are split between fucking prettying up the graphics and fucking farming the multiplayer as hard as they possibly can. And that does hurt a lot of games, no matter how much the online multiplayer crowd wants to claim it's not important. Foregoing single-player elements also means you're foregoing a great deal of potential game mechanics in doing so, because all you're worrying about is the most bare-bones mechanics you need for the online multiplayer, which means you're shortcutting in the development.
Yeah.
And that's a terrible fucking idea. Online multiplayer is great if you like it, but it's not where your primary focus should be in everything. Because most of your best design philosophy does come in the base game development, a lot of which, if you're running a game that has a single-player campaign, that's where a lot of that's going to come from, is in the base game.
Yeah.
Because it used to be, you'd play a game with the base game mechanics, and that was where you would learn everything, and then if you wanted to do the online multiplayer, you came in and, oh, well, I know how this works because I played the single player.
Pretty much. Can't
There's
argue
the
with
door.
that.
And it's like there's so little focus on that anymore. Okay, unsealed the door.
Well,
Ooh.
what can you do in that regard, huh?
That's something I feel like a lot of these devs should be asking themselves. It's like, how do you fix this? Look at the state of things.
Oh,
Stone key, huh? But too many of them are too wrapped up in what they perceive as their own brilliance, I feel like. I can't open that book. I guess it's
Phoenix
not
adds, oh, don't forget dumbing, and if not, destroying the skill curve.
That is also a valid point. Josh, I'll let you jump on that one, because you've had plenty of complaints about that.
And in Call of Duty and Battlefield.
Well, remember when we tried to get back into Call of Duty, back in, like, I think it was like Advanced Warfare came out, and found out that the online multiplayer had just dumbed down to such an intolerable level from when we were playing before?
The map structure had definitely changed to more urban environments, so incentivized the style of play that was more about taking advantage of that, especially when it would come into... You could figure out where people spawn, stand right behind it, and then stab them in the back.
Yeah, the knife dashing tactic got real old.
This is something I noticed when I was checking out video footage for Battlefield 2042. And it was the one guy that was watching video kept going on and on and on about how they changed.
What the fuck was that?
How
oh shit!
Worked in the game to the point where there used to be a lot more drift, and you had to be a lot.
Oh jeez!
Careful.
Oh, that's not good. That's bad.
Over the years, that's decreased because it's become more and more like Call of Duty, so you can be.
It's everything is spray and pray in the quite literal sense.
And it really did take away from a lot because. If your guy running around with a sniper rifle, it's gonna be a lot harder when the dude with a freaking AK can just
spraying bullets everywhere. Yeah. Oh my god!
Not even spraying anymore. They decreased the spread. So it's definitely been altered to the point where it looks and feels more like Call of Duty.
That was a fucking
game. Because I always knew what I was getting with Call of Duty.
True.
It was kind of a generic, high pace, low ceiling kind of game where it's just like you jump in and you go crazy.
Oh, shit.
And it felt horrible to play people who were actually really good.
Yeah.
So there was that. There's a reason I moved to Battlefield because I like the more open battlefields.
Oh shit!
I like the advantages and disadvantages that the different classes had.
Fair.
And I like the idea of vehicles being worth something other than being pieces
a bullet
of
sponge.
Well, I wouldn't even say like they're bullet sponges at this point.
True, they couldn't barely take a fucking hit.
They're basically pieces of paper with guns on them, because half the time people are just running around with anti-armor shit with them.
Yeah,
anyway.
true.
So you're kind of like...
Well, that some of the weapons got really stupidly overpowered.
People are just jumping in and out.
Holy
And
fuck.
I'm sure it's fun, but it doesn't serve the kind of game I'm more interested in.
Not particularly, no.
So it's one of those situations. Then I
Phoenix Argus, yes. I was saying, you notice how often I fuck up and miss in this game. Aim assist is definitely a factor in modern shooters. Oh, hey, Kilroy. But I think you would definitely agree with the aim assist thing. Ooh.
Yeah. Well, I'll definitely say this. Welcome, Kilroy. I agree with you.
What the fuck did that do?
Battlefield Bad Company was great.
Oh, yeah. I actually like this.
And they're not going to repeat that.
No, and I'm going to tell you why. It's because they don't want to focus on single player anymore. And Bad Company and Bad Company 2, the single player experience of those games was great because those characters were actually a lot of fun. Like, you have this misfit squad of motherfuckers like you're playing the Dirty Dozen or Kelly's Heroes, you know? You don't get that too often in those kind of games.
Yeah. The the unfortunate thing is
Can't open that.
they're all kind of molding into one blob.
Sadly, I want
Generic
this motherfucker.
shooter paste, where unless you're intimately aware of them, they are little more than. Is that shooter game Call of something Duty filled?
Call of Juarezfield. At
And
least, you know what? At least Call of Juarez had some originality to it. I'll give it that at least.
Its setting and its pacing marked it as different.
Yeah. Until they tried to make a modern one, and then they completely assed it up.
Because we all need all our games to be in the modern era, don't we?
At least some people seem to think so. But there's this kind of obsession with a lot of... I won't say modern gamers, because that's not fair, because a lot of modern gamers are pretty sick of it, too. But this obsession with a lot of developers and writers, where they think everything needs to be relevant to the modern era. It's like, no. People like to watch westerns and, you know, fantasy settings and things like that because they're not relevant to the modern era. Because they're a means of ignoring the modern era for just a little while and having some fun somewhere else. But there's this weird notion among certain developers and writers that no, everything needs to be relevant to the modern day. No, that's not what most people want. They want to get away from that. I sucked at it, but it was still a blast. That's fair. Dude, there's lots of games I absolutely adore, and I'm fucking shit at them. So don't feel bad on that.
You want to see a game that's pain and misery but fun to play? That would be Bushido Blade.
Or Bloodborne, especially if you can't get over the Dark Souls ideology.
I have to die. Well, if you have the I must block everything,
you're going to fucking die.
You'll be dead before you
You best learn to dodge and then run in, because you're fucking screwed if you don't. But this is kind of like, it's a thing where in a lot of ways some gamers are kind of developing different tastes while the industry itself largely tries to ignore that fact. Because all they want to do, in a lot of cases, at least especially with the AAA developers, you know, like EA and Activision, which may or may not continue to exist in its present state, depending on how things go legally, they just want to keep farming out the same thing. They want to pull a Madden. They want to just update a couple of things and pump out a full-price game with a minimal amount of effort. And they're finding out slowly with, you know, diminishing returns from these trailers for, like, new Call of Duty games, for example, that people are just getting bored. And eventually this shit's not going to sell the way it did. Jet, leave that alone.
I'm more than okay with some of these games just dying.
I need to find more doors.
Sometimes that's the only way something can get better is if it dies.
Well, yeah, I mean, or sometimes, as in life itself, unfortunately, one thing may have to die to make way for something else.
Yeah, and it's not always fun or easy to do, but
Duke Nukem 3D was good too. That's another build engine game. If you've seen my channel, its successor is Ion Fury, which is fucking awesome.
But I'm definitely at a point
I gotta figure out
where
where the fuck I'm going.
I would not mind some of these franchises just dropping dead for a decade or so.
Yeah, some of them need it.
So there's a chance for other things to come up. And let's be honest, a lot of these, they move to the modern era because it's cheaper.
Yes, because they can just keep reusing the same assets over and over and fucking over again.
I'm recording. Fun times.
Okay, fuck it. I'm gonna see if I can go through here because I don't know where the hell I'm at anymore. Oh, hey. I can't get out. I just jump out this fucking window if they let me. but it won't. I need to figure out how to open that. Because there's a big-ass gate right here, but I can't open it, and I can't jump out this fucking window.
Let's see, Kilroy. I got bored with Call for Money after MW2 and Black Ops. Nowadays, I really don't like either.
I bailed out after Modern Warfare 2 because it got so fucking ridiculous. I came back in when they did Advanced Warfare. I came back in because of the whole exosuit idea, and I ended up absolutely loving Advanced Warfare. That was cool as fuck. I really liked that, and I thought they were going to go in like kind of a new, like borderline sci-fi direction. And they did Black Ops 3, which kind of did more of that, and I kind of enjoyed that too. Then they went with Call of Duty Infinite, which just really fucked up a lot of things. Hardly anybody liked it. But then rather than, adjust what they did because they overcorrected, they just jumped right back into the tired-ass Modern Warfare formula with more Black Ops games.
Oh, let's see.
Okay, I know there's a way back through here somewhere, damn it.
Phoenix. One of the minds behind CNC4 said, gamers don't know what they want. They believe they're in charge of our taste.
You know what, Phoenix? That is entirely correct because they're always trying to tell people what they want, and that is a fatal flaw, especially with gamers, because gamers do this shit to get away. When they have some motherfucker telling them what they want, all that's doing is reminding them of the kind of assholes they deal with every day. And the first thing they're going to do when they get tired of that is find somewhere else to go. Find some other game to play.
Well, eventually you bleed people away. Like Philip said,
I'm so fucking
Kilroy,
lost.
He said, I've been saying for years Call of Duty needs to take a year or two off. I've been saying that for a while, too.
Yeah, that's a very valid thing to say, actually.
Sometimes you need to give something air, and the problem is a lot of these companies don't care. They're just going to keep pumping it till it doesn't make money.
Yeah, they want to farm it out like it's a fucking, like it's a fucking cow or something. Just milk that motherfucker every time they need something. You can't fucking do that. It's the same issue with Hasbro and this insane evergreen idea they have. Like, they could just forever make the same thing and just keep selling it. But you can't do that with everything. Like, even board games got a limited shelf life in that regard.
Well, you have to think of it like this. You can produce things, but you can overproduce things. So for a lot of people, one big issue becomes if you have something being shoveled at you all the time and it's designed to make or supersede the thing you previously bought, then very quickly they get tired of that situation. So this would be like, Monopoly, having a new version of Monopoly that goes, everything in the previous game doesn't work anymore, and it lights your old Monopoly.
There's the map. Holy fuck! Do you see this map? No wonder I'm lost. Jesus. Wow. Okay, there's a stone key there. Where the fuck is that? There's an axe key. There's a stone key. This map is madness.
Well, you get your buck,
Of course, my other issue is trying to figure out where on the map I am. I don't see an icon for where I am.
It's that little U icon.
U icon?
Like, look at the very center of the screen and turn around in a circle. You'll see it.
No.
You don't see that with the map up?
I don't see a U icon anywhere. I see my cursor in the background for my gun.
Well, that's effectively where you are on the map.
I don't think so. I think that's just an overlap issue. Let me tab out again real quick. Let me tab out and look at it. Oh, okay, let's see. This might help. No, it still doesn't show me on the map. Oh, wait. Wait a minute. Oh my god, that's tiny.
Yes.
So where is the next stone key door? That is way, way the fuck over there.
Well.
Oh my god. Okay, so I gotta go through the axe door? Oh boy. Fuck. Okay, at least I know where the map is now, so... I need to go back the other way, apparently. Can I... I should be able to mark that. Nope, can't do that. Alright. Alright, we're gonna have to figure that out. Holy shit. Okay, so that's a vine key door. So on the map, that would be right over there. I think I might see where I need to go. If I can get there from here. This is going to be interesting. Shoo. Okay. Vine key door number 1. Go out through this way. Okay, I should be in the inn. Okay, I'm in the inn. Now I need to go through there. Because I need to go upstairs, it looks like. Now, if I've got this right, which fucking hopefully I do, this map is really fucking involved. Okay, yep, I'm at the axe door, so I need to go through here. And then over that way, apparently. Wow, this map is something. So that all loops back this way. I need to go over there. Okay. Out this door. Okay, there's another axe door. Now let's see. I apologize if anybody's getting bored here. It ain't easy to find your way around this place.
It's a tiny bit confusing to get around.
These maps are fucking, like, for a shooter of this style, especially, these maps are enormous. I mean, you can see when I look at the map itself, it is preposterously fucking large. Okay, there's that stone key. Maybe I missed something in here. Let's have a look around before we... Some ammo I don't need. That doesn't do anything. Got this. Nothing hidden in these shelves. No paperwork on the desk that can be read. Surprising. You would expect that. Okay, here's where this was. Did I flip these already?
Well,
I forgot to flip a switch, apparently. Yeah, okay. So I missed a switch? I wonder what the hell that was for.
Secrets.
It may have opened one of the big doors, because all these switches seem to be connected to the doors I can't open manually.
Well, there you go.
Ah! Yep, there's the one right there. These assholes are behind it. Fuck you. Your mother, you skinny asshole.
Well, that's not very polite.
Jeez. Gotta get used to how different the aim is on this one compared to the other one I've been using. Okay, so where the fuck are we now? Oh, shit. Oh, this is... Oh, okay. I kind of remember this room. Okay, so if that opened that door... What else is fucking open around here? Oh, what's that?
Oh, okay.
Is that the exit?
Well, one can hope.
I think it might be.
No explosions.
Well, I don't know why the exit would explode.
Because they always blow up.
That doesn't make any sense. Well, if it is the exit, we're about to find out. Let me.
I played Shadow Warrior.
The exit did not automatically explode.
Oh, I'm sorry, that was all the
Let's make a new
nukes.
save. The nukes. Yeah, that was OG Shadow Warrior with the damn nukes.
Yeah.
Okay, game saved. We got a switch here. Oh, yep, that was it. Okay, guys, it's been about an hour and 20 minutes, so I think we made a good run of it for the day. I don't usually go over an hour unless I'm doing something like super in-depth. I mean, I know some of those Torchlight streams I had were like 3 or 4 hours long, but I also noticed nobody really stuck around for most of those. People just don't have that kind of time.
It's understandable.
Yeah, I'm not upset with nobody. You know, it happens. Wiping the mixture of blood and sweat from her forehead, Zan shambled towards the giant barracks gate. With grit teeth, she hardly refrained from smashing the switch open in anger. Treason, treachery. How did the cultists time their invasion so well? How could their magics work past the crystal wards? How could they kill everyone so fast? Suddenly, her thoughts were shattered by a spike of pain coursing down her spine. In a split blackout, a word echoed through her mind. Abhauth. A word or a name? She rubbed her temple, trying to grasp its meaning, but her memories were clouded still. All Zan knew right now was her duty towards protecting the Crystal Heart. There's no telling what demons could do once they reach the very core of the Iron Division's technology. The barracks gate begins to open. If the garrison still holds, then this is the best place where she can rally up with the defenders and get revenge.
Indeed.
And this is... Oh, jeez. There's immediately a fucking hellhound. Excuse me. Now I can save here and we can end it. And we're saved. So we'll pause here. And that's going to be it for today, guys. I'm glad for everybody who hung out and joined the conversation. Hope y'all have a great day, and I'll talk to y'all later.
Have fun, y'all.
Oh, and I see I screwed up again because the bottom of the screen is cropped. Shit.
Oh, jeez.
And I know I fixed the freaking thing on that. I'm going to have to fuck with it again.
The action was there, so it's good.
I'll fix that again later, guys. For some reason, it does this thing occasionally where the resolution doesn't match up with OBS. I don't know why. Have it fixed next time. Later, guys. See ya.
Later.